Titans and the Patriots from Foxborough today. Tennessee head coach Mike Vrabel with his keys to a Titans victory.
Well, we got to play with a little bit of edge, Mike. We got to play somewhat uncomfortable. You know what I mean? We should all have an edge to us as an entire team. You know, the special teams we really talked about, you know, making sure Slater's taken care of and Davis, and making sure that Gunner can't get vertical, can't give him a lot of space, you know, in kickoff returns. You know, offensively, we're going to have to communicate and handle a bunch of different looks. And that's what they do. We'll have to identify what front they're in, what personnel grouping, how many safeties, who's a linebacker, who's a safety. Those are all things that they force you to do. And that really where it starts for us offensively, making sure we finish drives with points. You know what I mean? We've stalled too many times outside the red area, or we've turned the ball over. We got to finish with points, be willing to take some points. Defensively, the biggest key for me defensively is we got to outplay their defense. And their defense is playing well, and I've challenged our defense to do the same thing. And we got to outplay their defense in every situation.
Mike, good luck today here in Foxborough.
Thanks, guys.
That's Tennessee head coach Mike Vrabel and his keys to a Titans victory over the New England Patriots from Foxborough, Massachusetts. As you listen, the Titans Countdown presented by Farm Bureau Health Plans. Before we continue, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. Home or road games, the Titans play here. This is Titans Radio.
This is your official home for Titans football.
Touchdown, Titans!
WGFX-FM Gallatin, Nashville. 104.5 The Zone.
Game day weather in Foxborough, Mass. Mostly cloudy, 40 degrees at kickoff. A chance of snow later. Weather brought to you by Spring Hill Heating and Cooling, who is helping your family get ready for fall with their one system tune-up for $55. Spring Hill Heating and Cooling, premium service without premium prices. Schedule your fall tune-up today at springhillac.com. Patriots rookie quarterback Mac Jones has played well during their 5-game win streak, but he's not done much outside of his comfort zone. Titans safety Kevin Byard says Mac Jones and other rookie quarterbacks are smarter coming out of college.
Honestly, I think most of these rookie quarterbacks coming to the league now is a little bit more advanced than they were when I first came into the league. He's no different by him being a rookie. I mean, it's the reason why he went high in the first round. So I just think he's just being smart. He's not being careless with the ball. If you don't turn the ball over and you continue to give your offense chances to keep snapping the ball, eventually, they turn the points and you end up winning a lot of games. So we got to find ways to make sure we get the ball off him.
The Titans try to get back in the win column. It's the Titans and Patriots. Mike Keefe and Dave McGinnis call the action. Next.
Head coach Dave McGinnis and the voice of the Titans.
Touchdown, Titans!
Mike Keefe. Exclusive Titans coverage and kickoff is here.
Classic stories are part of the holidays. Classic stories are also part of football season at this time of year, like the one where the former player heads back to face his old coach and his old team. Yes, we've heard that Mike Vrabel goes back to New England to face Bill Belichick Dale again this week. To that, Vrabel says bah humbug, or something like bah humbug that we can't repeat. Bottom line is that story is irrelevant in terms of how this game is going to turn out. Coach Dave McGinnis, give us the ending to the story that will make it a positive result for the Titans.
What is going to be very relevant to this ball game is just what Mike Vrabel told you earlier in this broadcast, Mike. They've got to have an edge to them, and they need an edge to them in all three phases of this game. The other thing the Titans need to do is, he talked about being able to outplay their defense. Well, they also have to take advantage of opportunities in this ball game as they present themselves, and don't help the Patriots in any way.
Officials for today's game: referee Alex Kemp, umpire Richard Hall, down judge Mike Carr, line judge Jeff Bergman, field judge John Jenkins, side judge Dale Shaw, back judge Scott Helberson. This crew worked Tennessee, Jacksonville in Week 5. They called 12 total penalties. They averaged 14 a game. Kind of a nondescript crew, which is a good thing for both teams. The Patriots win the toss and, as always, elect to defer, so the Titans will receive. Dontrell Hilliard is deep for the Titans. Jake Bentley is set to kick it off. And a game with a lot of relevance in the overall AFC picture, ready to start here at Gillette Stadium. Patriots in all blue, Titans in white jerseys and navy pants. We're underway in Foxborough. Hilliard to his right, fields it at the 1, to the 5, to the 10, to the 15, to the 20, to the 25. Penalty markers down as he's tackled at the 27 by Munson. Wait on the call.
During the return, holding, receiving team number 49, 10-yard penalty, Tennessee ball, first down.
Up front, left to right for the Titans, Taylor Lewan, Roger Saffold, Ben Jones, Aaron Brewer, David Quessenberry. Tight ends, Jeff Swaim, Anthony Ferkser. Wide receivers, Nick Westbrook, Akina, Cody Hollister. Running back, Dontrell Hilliard. Quarterback, Ryan Tannehill. 5-hour energy starting lineups. Hilliard gets a handoff, and he is buried. Titans start at the 11. He loses about a yard. Lawrence Guy, one of the front people, makes the tackle. Also up front, Devin Gottschall and Dietrich Wise. Linebackers, Matthew Judon, Dante Hightower, Juwan Bentley. In the secondary, Kyle Duggar, J.C. Jackson, Jalen Mills, Adrian Phillips, and Devin McCourty. On second down and 11. Hollister wide to the right. Westbrook Akina wide left. In the gun is Tannehill. Tannehill to throw it. Fires it. Got it complete. Swaim makes the catch at the 15 and drives forward to about the 17 where Hightower makes the tackle.
First and second down, New England's in a 5-man front, and we saw the first play the Titans ran was 21 personnel, which is 2 running backs. Tried to run a bend back. New England's very stout against the run on first down. We've got it to third and manageable here. Now you've got to be able to get the chains in your factor. Let's push it forward.
Third down and a long 3 for the Titans. Hollister and Westbrook Akina both to the left. Ferkser tight to the right. Hilliard goes left, so it's a 3-man stack. Tannehill dropping. Looking, in trouble, runs into a sack. Judon now with 11 and a half on the year as Tannehill saw Quessenberry run Judon by, but stepped up right back in to the former Raven star.
Yeah, Judon came around the edge on Quessenberry then, and what Tannehill was looking for, he was looking for that 3-man stack. He was looking for the outside route to his left. Once Judon got past him and moved back up in the cylinder, then Tannehill was done.
Olszewski is deep, the NFL's leading returner a year ago. He stands at his own 45 for Brett Kern's punt. Snap, punt away. Olszewski chased well to his left, and that's going to go and hit at the 35, stay in bounds, and be down by Hollister at the 31. What a punt! 59 yards by Brett Kern. Penalty marker on the play. And I wonder, did Chris Jones, the gunner, turn up too fast for the Titans?
I think you're right. They had a running gunner, as you mentioned, starting from our left side, moving down, and he may have moved towards the line of scrimmage before the kick.
Surely Belichick takes that. He'd want him to punt it again, you would think.
Yeah, because as you made, that was a really good punt and did exactly what we wanted to do.
Both by the kicking team. Illegal formation. That penalty is declined. Illegal motion, 23. That penalty will be accepted 5 yards from the previous spot. Replay, fourth down.
Yeah, it was Chris Jones on the left side who just turned up too fast. And so now Kern has to drop back into his end zone again, this time deeper. So it's a 5-yard penalty, but let's see how much difference it actually makes. Because not only was it a great punt, but Olszewski had no chance to return it. Snap is good. Kern's punt is away. Olszewski from the 48 to the 50 to the 45 to the 40 And Morgan Cox makes the tackle at the Titans' 37. So the penalty, 5 yards, not really. The penalty, 32 yards in terms of how it changes field position. For the Patriots offense up front, left to right, Isaiah Wynn, Ted Karras, David Andrews, Shaq Mason, Trent Brown. Wide receivers, Nelson Aguilar, N'Keal Harry, Jacoby Myers. Tight ends, Jonnu Smith and Hunter Henry. Running backs, Damian Harris and Ramondre Stevenson. And the quarterback is Mac Jones. Going to give it to Harris at left guard, and he will go for 3 yards. Tackled by one of the people on the Titans' defensive line. I'm talking about Jeffrey Simmons. He's joined up front by Danico Autry and Laurel Murchison. Linebackers, Jayon Brown, Monty Rice, and Harold Landry. In the secondary, Christian Fulton, Kevin Byard, Amani Hooker, Jack Rabbit Jenkins, and Elijah Molden. 2nd and 7. Michael McCorkle Jones, Mac Jones, the rookie from Alabama. At the Titans' 34 with an empty backfield. Jones fires incomplete across the middle. There's a flag intended for Jacoby Myers, and Rice with the penalty. And the Titans, 3 penalties in the first 3:21 of this game.
Yeah, well, we talked about not helping New England. Well, clearly that's helping New England.
Interference. Defense number 56. Ball's placed in the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
Going to move them inside the 30. The Patriots will have a first down at the 29-yard line.
They went empty set there, and it was a 3-by-1 to the defense's left side. Monty Rice was caught with an option route, and he reached out and grabbed the option route.
Smokestack formation, 3 men directly behind Jones. Now Smith motions to the right. Jakob Johnson is the fullback. Now he offsets to the right. Harris is the tailback. Harris gets the handoff at right guard. 2 yards to the 27. Brown with the tackle.
I over formation, which means the fullback, the offset fullback, is to the tight end side. They had real cut splits, too, by the wide receivers. Their wide receivers are very good blockers. They brought them down inside then on that lead to block the inside backers.
Titans back to 5 defensive backs in the game. 2 tight ends to the right. Receiver either side. Harris remains the back. Myers now motions left. On 2nd down and long. Going to give it to Jonnu Smith around left end. And Jonnu Smith inside the 20 to the 19. Byard runs him out of bounds. Should be enough for a first down.
12 personnel with Jonnu Smith. They turned around. They ran a play action. They ran both backs to the defense's left, handed it off to Jonnu coming back to the defense's right.
5th carry of the year for Smith for 29 yards. In the Titans' red zone at the 19, the Patriots with 10:35 to go in what is so far a scoreless first quarter. Johnson offsets the formation to the right. Jones going to give it to Harris, and Harris is hit immediately by Byard and taken down for no gain.
Another I over formation, fullback offset to the tight end side. Titans so far in this ball game versus the run done very well between the tackles. They've got to secure the perimeter.
Here comes the red zone threat for the Patriots. Number 85, the former Charger tight end Hunter Henry. He is tight to the right. He's caught 7 touchdowns this year among his 33 catches.
Another empty set. 3-by-2, 3 men to the left, 2 to the right. Empty in the backfield.
Titans set to rush 4. Jones dropping, looking, firing for Henry, incomplete. He got one hand on it, did Henry, but Byard kept him from pulling it in. It's 3rd and 10.
Byard did a very nice job on that crossing route, jumping off to the far shoulder of Hunter Henry. As you correctly called, though, Mike, that is who Mac Jones is looking for once they get into the red zone inside the 20.
3rd down back is Brandon Bolden. He is a good pass catcher. On the season, Bolden with 27 catches. He's on the right hip of Jones on 3rd down and 10. At the Titans' 19. Play fake. Going to screen it to Bolden on the left side. He's got a lot of room. He steps outside of a tackle and is able to ramble down inside the 10 to the 8. Brown finally got him. Gain of 11 on the play and a first down.
They faked a dodge screen over here to the left and then called the screen, the running back screen, back. It is a two-man screen back to the defense's right. We did not have enough leverage on that play to the outside.
At the 8-yard line, the Patriots, after a big third down conversion, get Harris back in there. Aguilar and Harry wide to the right. Henry and Myers to the left. They started at the Titans 37. Give Harris on the left side 2 yards. Brown with the tackle.
Again, using Henry as a crunch blocker, which means he comes behind the line of scrimmage to block the man across the center. Titans playing very well inside with the runs. Perimeter game has given them problems so far.
Bigger personnel in for the Patriots on 2nd and goal at the 6. That includes the 6'3", 255-pound fullback, Johnson. Straight eye to begin. Under center, Jones motions Myers to the right. Changing the play. Jones gives Harris at right guard. He's inside the 5, and Simmons takes him down at the 3.
Jeffrey Simmons did a really nice job of stacking up not only the blocker, but stacking up the two backs that were trying to lead up in there. Big time play by Jeffrey Simmons then on that running play.
Bourne is checking in as a wide receiver. Back in the game is Bolden. Bourne has 3 touchdown catches on the year, the former 49er. You have to watch Henry here, too.
This is Hunter Henry territory.
He's to the left, 3 receivers to the right. Bolden now motions left. Empty backfield for Jones, under pressure. Throws the fade in the end zone. Touchdown, New England Patriots. Great catch in the corner of the end zone as Byard has it taken away from him by Bourne.
Back pylon shot hit him right exactly perfect. To the 3 receiver side, the third man in was the one that caught that. Kevin Byard had his hand in the basket but could not take away the two-handed catch.
So Bourne with his 4th touchdown of the year. And here's Nick Folk for point. Only 37 yards required for a touchdown. Snap, set. Folk's kick is up, and his kick is good. 7-0 Patriots. 7:37 remaining as we play in the first quarter here in Foxborough. Kicking off will be Bailey after the 9-play, 37-yard drive, 4:46 off the clock. The Patriots convert a 3rd and 10 at the Titans 19 and then score on 3rd down. Jones with a fade pattern to the far side for Bourne for 4 yards in the score. 2 special teams penalties and a defensive penalty really crushed the Titans. Dave McGinnis, the opposite of the start Tennessee wanted.
Well, we said you could not help them. They helped them then, and the 30 yards in field position with the penalty on the punt team after the first punt was a very, very good punt. You can't help a football team like New England. We helped them that entire drive.
Short kickoff. Hilliard from the 3 to the 5 to the 10 to the 15 to the 20 to the 25. And Hilliard is taken down by Munson. So here comes the offense back out. Tannehill saw a Hilliard run go for -1, a completion to Swaim for 8, and then he was sacked on a play that was absolutely a coverage sack. Hollister to the right, Westbrook Akina to the left. Tannehill going to give it to Hilliard on the right side, looking for room. Gottschall will take him down after he picks up 3. Penalty marker in the secondary on the far side.
There's a flag on the play.
Offside. Defense number 9 was lined up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
To move the football just outside the 30 and make it 1st and 5 instead of 2nd and 7. 7-0 Patriots. 7:19 remaining first quarter.
Saw a five-man front then. They ran the ball the open side, the weak side, which was to the Titans' right. Had a nice little push. We need to take advantage of this penalty here.
Pruitt. Motions right, comes back to the left on 1st and 5. Tannehill going to run it with Foreman on the left side, and Foreman goes powering up actually near his first down. He's just short, taken down about a yard shy of the first down at the 34.5, so 2nd down and 1. Here comes Ferkser as Guy made that tackle.
Little inside zone then with some yo-yo motion. Nice push on the offensive left side against their defensive front on the right side.
They've given up 13 points in the last 3 games, and the Patriots have not allowed a score in 20 straight possessions. 2nd and 1. Tannehill's going to throw it. Looking, firing, got it complete. Pruitt up to the 45 with a first down. Hit immediately by Duggar, but the chains move.
Pruitt did a really nice job of finding that opening right between the railroad tracks, right between the hashes on this zone defense. Nice job. Nice pickup on the first down.
Titans moving left to right on your radio dial. Send Westbrook Akina to the right. Hollister to the left. They offset the eye with Carter as the fullback on the right side. Still against a 5-man front. It's Foreman at right guard, and he's got 5 out to midfield, tackled by Gottschalk.
Nice job. Nice push on the offensive right side. Foreman did a really good job then of being very definitive. He got that ball. He stuck his right foot in the ground and went behind his right shoulder for a nice pickup.
Ball resting right at midfield, 2nd down and 5. Titans offset the eye to the left this time. Flip-flop the receivers. Still one either side. Westbrook Akina in motion. They run to the left. It's Foreman. Stutter step. Makes about 2 yards before he's driven back by Guy. It'll bring 3rd down and a long 3 up right here.
Defensively, what New England is presenting so far on these 1st and 2nd downs is an 8-man front. They're alternating which safety they're dropping down to make it an 8-man front. But they are 5 across the board, and they've got 3 behind the line. They are trying to get this run game shut out.
Titans must get it to the Patriot 40. Hilliard is on the right hip of Tannehill, who's in the gun. Westbrook Akina, Hollister, and Rogers to the right. Patriots showing blitz. Tannehill dropping, firing, and it's caught just short of the first down by Rogers. It's 4th and 1. Here comes the power team as Mills makes the tackle.
3-man stack. Rogers just did. Rogers was the out route out of that 3-man option. He didn't take it up the field far enough to be able to get past the sticks.
Titans are 12 of 18 on 4th downs this year. Patriots defense 10 of 20. Tannehill, 3 tight ends to the right. Foreman is the back. Tannehill sneaking and gets the first down easily. Tannehill across the 45 to the 44.
Nice job by Tannehill, and the reason I say that is he made a check to make New England try to defend some gaps other than where he ran up inside. They thought he was getting ready to change it from a left to a right. Inside zone, he took it himself. Nice job.
At the Patriots 44, that's enough for a first down. Fitzpatrick wide to the right. Westbrook Akina wide left. 2 tight ends to the left. Foreman's the back. Play fake. Tannehill looking deep, flushed out to his right. Looking, can run this thing, and will scamper down the sidelines inside the 40, inside the 35, and out of bounds at the 33. Chasing him was Bentley. First down, Titans.
Nice job by Tannehill. He got across that short edge, which was to the offensive right, and then just tight-roped it down the sideline for a first down. Nice job with his legs.
When he saw Barmore wasn't going to be able to cut off the angle, he picked up an extra 7 yards.
That's exactly what he did.
High formation. Foreman the tailback at the 33. Tannehill gives Foreman on the left side. Foreman pounding forward. Got about a yard, maybe 2. Not a big gain, certainly. Tackle there by Big Hightower.
My formation lead to the open side, just trying to power through on that open side where they have one less defender, get a hat on a hat. What you're trying to get out of that is a 4-yard gain. They didn't get quite that much.
Second down and 8. 2:09 to go first quarter. Patriots 7, Titans nothing. Westbrook, Akina, and Hollister to the right. Play fake. Tannehill looking, firing, complete. Hollister makes the catch, spins out of a tackle inside the 20 as Duggar gets him on the ground, and the Titans are in the Pinnacle scoring zone. Visit TitansBanking.com to learn about our convenient mobile banking. Pinnacle Financial Partners, member FDIC.
Nice job by Hollister. He took a pretty big shot, though, when he went back inside.
Hollister on the ground, timeout on the field as the Titans are inside the Patriots' 20-yard line with 1:37 remaining in the first quarter.
Mike Vrabel's Titans return to action right after this.
Back on the sidelines under his own power. Hopefully he just got the breath knocked out of him as the Titans have 1st and 10 at the 17 of the Patriots after Hollister's fine catch, his first of the season. Tannehill gives Foreman at right guard. Foreman taken down by Godchaw, chasing him down to the 12-yard line. It's a gain of 5 yards.
Really a nice job, and what they did then, there's an 8-man front. The Titans started to their left, but then that was a designated cutback play. Very well blocked on this backside to cut off pursuit.
Foreman already 5 carries, 18 yards. Tannehill 2 for 13. Empty backfield. Hollister is back in there, wide to the right on 2nd and 5 at the 12. Tannehill looks right, fires. Caught by Hollister, breaks the tackle at the 10. Driving his way forward, McCourty gets him on the ground at the 5. It's enough for a first down for the Titans.
Really a nice, powerful run by Hollister then. He caught that little flash screen that was thrown to the outside, but he immediately went north and south with it. That was all on Hollister picking up that first down. Very nicely done.
Final 25 seconds of the quarter, clock running. Titans trail 7-0, trying to even the count. Foreman is set to take the direct snap. Foreman running to the right, finds room and is down near the 1. I think it's just outside the 1-yard line where Godchaw made another tackle. That's the end of the first quarter. The Titans driving, but the Patriots lead after 1, 7-0. Titans have 2nd and goal at the New England 2. First quarter stats, Titans 66 yards, Patriots 32. Titans time of possession 10-14, New England 446. Ryan Tannehill 5 of 5, 42 yards. Deontay Foreman 6 carries, 20 yards. Cody Hollister 2 receptions, 22 yards. The Patriots had to go only 37 yards for their touchdown.
Titans have been in a nice rhythm this drive. Nice rhythm, nice back and forth of run and pass, and they've attacked different areas of this Patriot defense, which you're going to have to do all afternoon.
Hilliard is the fullback. Foreman is the tailback on 2nd down and goal. Fullback dive. Hilliard down close to the goal line and then driven back. He did not get in.
Let's see where this spot is.
Patriots got him stopped. They're going to put the football down right at the 1-yard line. Bentley with the tackle. Tried to hit him with the old Larry Zonka. He's not exactly Larry Zonka. He weighs about 50 pounds less. Timeout, New England. New England having some problems with their personnel. They'll take a timeout with 3rd and goal on the 1 upcoming.
Go ahead.
You know Bill Belichick.
Yeah, he did not like that. He didn't like the match that he had on the personnel, Mike.
All right, so I want to ask you, what are his characteristics in a 3rd and goal situation as a defensive coach?
He's going to move those linebackers up. They're going to flog the inside gaps, and then he's going to press on the outside and play man.
So what do you run that could be effective against this?
Well, if you can get a stack going against the man-to-man, you've always got the rubs down here that you can use. He's going to have that middle stack pretty tight. And this is one of the better teams. And let me say this, and it's a good question by you. Even though the middle stack, they're one of the more disciplined defenses on the edge.
I wondered about Tannehill on the boot. Tannehill has played here now 8 times in his career. 6 with the Dolphins. This is his 2nd with the Titans. 3 receivers to the left. Foreman is the running back. Tannehill at the 1. Quick throw. Westbrook-Ikhine dives, and he is called down at the goal line.
Wow.
And he hit the ground before reaching the goal line, but then he reached the ball across before he was touched.
He wasn't touched.
That's how it appeared, at least. Yes, he was down, but it looked like the ball broke the plane as Westbrook-Ikhine took the quick screen. Vrabel is furious as 4th down upcoming. I think Vrabel's going to challenge this.
He wasn't touched.
Westbrook-Ikhine took the inside screen, went to the ground, but reached the ball across well before he was touched, and Vrabel has thrown the challenge flag.
The ruling on the field is that the ball carrier was short of the goal line. Tennessee has challenged that ruling.
Now again, he was down, but he reached the ball across before he was ever touched. Let's see if the referees agree.
Wherever the Titans line up to play, we bring you every snap. This is Titans Radio.
Climactic, but touchdown, Titans. As Alex Kemp comes back and sees that Westbrook-Ikhine had clearly broken the plane before he was touchdown. 14 plays, 74 yards, 8:55 off the clock. That is your Nissan drive summary. Nissan, the official auto partner of the Tennessee Titans, as the extra point is up and clanks off the right upright. No good. So Bullock misses, and it's 7-6 with 14:28 to go in the first half. But what a drive that this offense desperately needed against a group that had not given up points in 20 consecutive drives.
Well, that was an outstanding drive, and it's very workmanlike, and it was done very, very well. I mean, that was a perfect drive, and that's what we have to continue to do. Now, we need to answer on defense. And by the way, the down judge made the call. I'm not going to give his name yet, but that was horrible.
The down judge is Mike Carr.
Thank you for his name.
Who forced the Titans to have to challenge. And Mike Vrabel is now 4 of 4 on the year, 9 of 18 in his career as Titans head coach. And I have to say, that's the easiest one he's ever challenged.
I mean, that was really, really officiating malpractice then.
So 7-6, the Patriots going to get the ball. Olszewski is deep. As Bullock approaches, hits it downfield. Olszewski has a chance from the goal line. To the 5, to the 10, to the 15, to the 20. Rice and DeZubnar hit him at the 21 and stop him. 7-6, Patriots lead the Titans. This will be only the second time they've had the football. Bethel Johnson is down for the Patriots at the 25-yard line. Veteran special teams player, began his career with the Cardinals. Walking off under his own power. Hopefully he's okay. In the lineup now for the Titans, Kevin Strong, third-year defensive lineman from Texas San Antonio, signed to the practice squad this week after Detroit let him go. Good-looking defensive lineman, becomes the 84th Titan to appear in a game this season. That ties the NFL record with 5 games to go. Play fake. Jones dropping, firing. There's a man wide open. It's Myers. Makes the catch at the 42. Byard and Rice combined to get him down at the 43.
Play action, max protection. That was a two-man route. You had a 9 route on the outside, which is a takeoff, a 7 route, which is a corner. That's what they hit, was a corner. Way too much time to throw and too much space to throw it into.
22-yard completion of Myers, who averages less than 10 yards per reception. Myers and Aguilar go wide to the left, Bourne to the right. Bourne has already caught a touchdown in this game. Empty backfield. As Stevenson, the big rookie back from Oklahoma, is now wide to the right. Jones dropping, throwing quickly, got it to Myers again. 50, 45, 40, and he is taken down from behind by Hooker at the 37-yard line.
Option route, a sting route, which means you start inside and then you burst back outside. He completely dropped the man-to-man coverage.
So Myers with 2 big receptions already in this drive. 42 yards total.
Hooker had him man-to-man and Hooker fell down.
Stevenson on the right hip of Jones. Bourne comes into the backfield. Instead, Jones throws downfield. It's Smith at the 25, and Smith is tackled by Hooker at the 20.
Again, fly motion across the back. They faked it over here to the right and then brought Jonu clear across the field. Against zone defense, found another big space in the middle of the field.
Smith ruled down at the 21, but the Patriots on the move with the passing game. They have been doing it in recent weeks with the run game, particularly with Stevenson, who has 231 yards rushing in his last 3 games. Jones. Play fake, rolling to his right, fires, got it complete to Smith. Nice move to the 20, to the 15, inside the 10, and tackled at the 9-yard line by Hooker. That's what Smith does.
Jayon Brown had Jonu man-to-man. Jonu caught it, stuck his foot in the ground, and as he was going outside, Jayon came and tried to make the tackle outside. Jonu hit inside of him, big gain.
Smith, great athleticism. He showed it on a run, and then he showed it there on that catch and run. Empty backfield, and yet Jones is under center. Now he motions Stevenson across. Tells Stevenson, you need to line up deep, my friend. First and goal, inside the 9. Toss. Stevenson coming around the left side. He is hit by Big Simmons and taken down at the 5. That's a 240-pound back.
Yeah, but that's a 320-pound dude running him down horizontally. That's a tremendous athletic play by Big Jeff on a toss. That was a perimeter toss. Big Jeff goes and makes the play on.
Yeah, if Simmons doesn't get there and make that big hit, he might have finished that in the end zone.
Oh, it's going to the pylon.
Johnson is the fullback. Stevenson is the tailback. Second and goal, just outside the 5. Jones gives it to Stevenson at right guard, and Rice will grab him and stop him at the 4. Nice tackle by Monty Rice.
Monty Rice really stepped up strong. That's what he can do. In between the tackles, he is a thumper. Nice job of getting up there and wrapping up a big back.
Bolden is coming in with Bourne and Aguilar. This is where they threw the touchdown pass on the fade to Bourne. It was a 4-yarder. Patriots looking for more, leading 7-6. 10:05 to go first half.
Again, be aware of Henry lined up at number 3 on the 3-receiver side to the defense's right.
Jones looking, steps up, fires incomplete. Affected on the throw, Jones, maybe by Autry, as that was in the general direction of Henry, but not close.
Well, he's trying to get Henry across the field. You know, when he lines up at number 3, he's going across the field.
So this will be a short field goal attempt for Nick Folk, the 36-year-old veteran. Feels like he's been with 100 teams. He actually hasn't. He's been with Dallas, the Jets, Tampa Bay, and now New England. He has been in the league since 2007. 22-yarder right hash. Snap, set, Folks kick is good. New England 10, Tennessee 6, 9:50 remaining. First half. 8 plays, 75 yards, 4:38 off the clock. Nick Folk, 22-yard field goal. On that drive, Mac Jones, 4 of 5, 71 yards passing. But the Titans keep them out of the end zone and trail only 10-6 with 9:50 to go in the first half.
Well, what they're talking about defensively down there, Mike, that was too easy. That was too much free access to the middle of the field in zone defense. They're talking to their underneath people to make those people that line up to cross the field, force them outside and higher. There was too much free access in zone coverage for the big chunks. That's what they're talking to the defense about on the sideline right now.
Chester Rogers is set up to return here. Rogers ought to have a chance, as this is the closed end of the stadium. Balls were being held up in this direction in pregame warmups. Rogers going to bring it out of the end zone from a yard deep to the 5, to the 10, to the 15, to the 20, to the 25, out to the 27, maybe the 28. Tackled there by Duggar. And a Titan is down. I think that's DeZubnar. No, that's Tommy Hudson, as DeZubnar races over to help him. Tommy Hudson's just come back off injured reserve. He hurt an ankle in the Titans game at New York back in early October. All kind of runs together now, sorry.
You know what happened to him? That was back behind the play, and the Patriot that was coming in to try to chop the returner down caught him on the ankles.
So Hudson is down. Timeout on the field. Titans have 1st and 10 at their own 28. At the 28-yard line, the Titans first down, 10 yards to go. Working on Tommy Hudson over on the sideline. Pinnacle sideline report, Amy Wells.
Mike Keith, they appear to be looking at his left ankle. He's over on the bench with trainers right now. They're checking him out. I'll let you know more when I have something official.
Hilliard will be the running back to begin. Tannehill was ready to go. Alex Kemp was not ready to go. The referee says we can play now. TV is not back yet. Now TV's back. We can play. Against a 5-man front, the Titans. Going to run Hilliard to the left. He cuts back across the 30 and is out to the 32. That's 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 6 as Duggar makes the tackle.
Hilliard started on an outside zone to the offensive left and then did a nice job of just burrowing down inside, got really low to get this yardage.
Titans running it okay. 11 carries to this point for 37 yards.
They need to continue that, so they need to continue to win the chain game on 1st down.
2nd down and 6. 2 receivers to the right. Tannehill with a play fake. Has some time. Fires, got it complete to Hilliard for a short gain to the 34, and then he takes a big hit from Phillips. It'll bring up 3rd down. Penalty marker on the play.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense number 9. 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
That's Judon, who has 11.5 sacks on the year. Big free agent acquisition. Has a sack already in this game, now has a penalty. I did not see it. Did anyone?
No, I did not see it here either, but I'll take it.
Takes it out to the 49-yard line. Well, thank you for doing that, Coach.
You're welcome.
You're very kind.
You're welcome.
Magnanimous gesture on your point to take the 15 yards. Westbrook Akita. Wide to the right. Yeah, it was about an hour late.
No, I just saw it as a penalty.
Going to give it to Foreman on the right side. And the big back goes from his 49 to the 49 of the Patriots. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
Like what you see the Patriots start doing, they're starting to squeeze down the way they're lined up across the front. They understand also they've been giving up too much yardage on the ground on 1st down, so they squeezed it down some.
Second down and 8 at the Patriots 49. Foreman out, Hilliard in. Torrey Carter is the fullback. Titans with 2 receivers to the left, I formation. Toss. Hilliard trying to get outside. He's got it. 45-40, 35, and he is run out of bounds before he reaches the 30-yard line. Jackson with the tackle at the 32, and you hit it, Coach.
Yeah, I did. Thank you. What they do is when they start squeezing those points down to get in there, then you've got the edge a little bit. But they went to the opposite edge, Mike. Another nice job by Todd Downing with that play call. That's what you call layering calls. He layered that call off of the last thing that he saw.
2 receivers to the right, tight end to the left, offset eye to the right at the 32. Got to give it to Hilliard again, this time at right guard from the 32 down to the 29. That's a gain of 3. Bentley with the tackle. It'll be 2nd and 7.
And they're doing this out of I formation right now. They're doing it out of I formation 7 yards deep. They're getting a downhill run at it, and they're getting a nice push up front, and then the lead blocker is creasing it a little bit more. They cut Judon then.
He's come out of the lineup for a moment. Hilliard on the right hip of Tannehill in the shotgun. Foreman on the left hip on 2nd and 7. Patriots acting as if they might blitz. Here they come. Tannehill fires. Foreman on the right side. He gets around Hightower, then Hightower catches up with him, slings him out of bounds at the 27. Gain of 2 on the play.
That's a nice formation. Back in the day, they called that spread red gun. You got 2 running backs in a red set, split back there, but the quarterback's in gun with no tight side. There's no tight side to that formation. Nice job.
Kari Blasingame, just coming off IR, is in the game on 3rd down and 5. He's on the right hip of Tannehill. 3 receivers to the left. Now Chester Rogers motions inside.
Here comes the heat.
Tannehill looking, fires deep downfield for Rogers, who can't catch it. He had beaten Bryant, but the throw was over the wrong shoulder. I don't know if Tannehill thought he was going more outside or if Rogers stumbled a bit, but a missed opportunity for the Titans. And now here comes Randy Bullock to try a 44-yarder from the right hash.
Missed opportunity is exactly right. I don't know exactly. It looks like that throw was behind him. Anyway, they missed an opportunity, but they beat the man-to-man coverage. Recognized it, couldn't execute it.
Snap, set. Bullock's kick is up, and his kick is no good. He hit the right upright again. Still 10-6. 6:01 remaining first half. The Patriots take over at their own 34-yard line as we play in Foxborough.
From the 3-4 on defense to King Henry and company on offense, every snap happens here. This is Titans Radio.
The last week, Randy Bullock has now missed 3 of his last 4 kicks. 2 extra points and that 44-yard field goal. The Titans had to try the field goal because Tannehill missed Chester Rogers. His first incompletion of the day. Tannehill started the game 8 for 8.
When we talk about moments in the game, well, those are moments. You had a chance there. I mean, we're down 4. You got a missed extra point and a missed field goal right dead center on the right upright. That's the difference right now.
3 receivers to the right. Harris is the back. Patriots from the 34. Deep drop. Jones screens it right side. Harris picks up a block across the 40. He's to the 45, and Simmons gets him down at the 46. Great effort by Simmons.
I mean, that's just tremendous effort. We got to get a little bit better out there on the edges. We've been hurt twice now with screens. That was a screen. That wasn't a throwback. That was a direct screen to the side they looked to. But Jeffrey Simmons is all over the place. What a player that guy is.
12-yard gain. If he doesn't make that tackle,
oh, it's going again.
That's going again. .5:24 to go in the half. Jones going to run Harris on the left side, and he is taken down on a great play by Landry, and a penalty marker comes in as well. It's
Go Go ahead, Mike. Landry was held on that thing.
Offense number 76. 10-yard penalty, first down.
So this will move the football back. It would have been a loss of 2. Landry was coming across to make a big tackle and got grabbed very obviously. And on the play, he was still able to reach up with some help and get Harris down. Nonetheless, the Titans take the penalty. 1st and 20. Here's a moment.
Here's a moment. Now watch the middle of the field. Middle of the field here.
Buster Screen is in the game as an extra defensive back. Jones, feeling some heat, fires deep downfield for Myers, and he makes the catch. Taken down at the 25-yard line. Myers made the catch at the 30 as Byard went for the interception, and Fulton has to touch him down. And a Titan is down. Monty Rice is down back at the 47-yard line, writhing in pain. What a catch by Myers. Looked like Byard was going to pick it off for a second, and the throw went just over his fingertips into the waiting arms of Jacoby Myers. Monty Rice has headed to the tent. He needed help to get off the field after the 38-yard completion to Jacoby Myers. Patriots at the Titans 26. Mac Jones 8 of 10, 138 and a touchdown. Patriots running backs just 7 carries for 12 yards, but so far it's been the Mac Jones show.
Too many explosive plays through the air, Mike. That goes without saying.
Jacoby Myers 3 catches, 80 yards. Jones in the gun. Blitz coming. Jones throwing, and the pass is incomplete. Great blitz by Byard. And Stevenson was the intended receiver. Now we pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the NFL. This is Titans Radio.
This is your official home for Titans football.
Touchdown, Titans!
WGFX-FM Gallatin, Nashville. 104.5 The Zone.
2nd and 10 at the Titans 26. Patriots 10, Titans 6. 4:31 to go in the half. Stevenson running to the left really takes a hard hit at the 24-yard line and is taken to the ground by Landry. By the way, with Rice out of the lineup, Dylan Cole has entered at linebacker.
That's a great play by Landry. He was engaged by the tackle. That was a big-time edge play by Landry then.
Pinnacle sideline report. Amy Wells, anything on Monty Rice?
Mike, he is in the tent right now being looked at by trainers. They've just pulled a cart up to the side. I anticipate him taking him right to the locker room.
Thank you, Amy. Awfully bad news for the rookie out of Georgia. 3rd and 9. Jones looking, firing, completing the pass to Aguilar, and he is going to be stopped short of the first down. Well short, as a matter of fact, as he makes the catch at the 20 and is called down at the 19. Here comes the field goal unit with Nick Folk as snowflakes begin to drift in to Foxborough.
Why not?
Clock running with 3:25 to go. 37-yarder for Nick Folk. Folk is 27 of 29 on the year. Left hash. Again, a 37-yarder. Snap. Set. Folk's kick is up, and Folk's kick is good. New score with 3:04 to go in half number 1. Patriots 13, Titans 6. 6 plays, 47 yards, 2:57 off the clock. Nick Folk is good from 37 yards away. And the Patriots extend their lead to 13-6. 3:04 remaining in the half. Both teams would like to score right here at the end of the half. The Titans with 3 timeouts, the Patriots with 2. The Titans certainly would like to score because the Patriots will get the ball to start the second half.
Be a good time to start that scoring right here, this drive.
Jake Bailey set to kick off. Chester Rogers awaits. Patriots like to cover kickoffs. Make big plays on special teams. This one into the end zone, and Rodgers will take a knee. So the Titans will start at their own 25. First down and 10 yards to go.
First and 10.
This is about the time of game where both coordinators have kind of figured out what the other people's approach is going to be. This series is going to be very interesting to see personnel deployment from New England and also where we disperse our people, especially on first down.
Rodgers and Hollister to the right, Westbrook-Akina to the left, Hilliard is the back. 5-man front for the Patriots. Going to give it to Hilliard on the left side, 25-30. Hilliard to the 35, Hilliard to the 38. Judon gets him down there. It's a first down for the Titans.
11 personnel yo-yoed the tight end, which means they went him across the center, brought him back, and then they got the edge over here. Nice blocking by that left side of the offensive line then against that 5-man front.
One of the key stories of this first half, the Titans have run effectively.
Well, they've run very well. I mean, the key story is they've run it very well. You've missed 2 kicks, and you've given up too many explosive plays through the air on defense.
2.5 minutes to go in the half. Hilliard, return to sender to Tannehill, fires downfield. Westbrook-Akina makes the catch in traffic and is taken out of bounds at the 38-yard line. Hilliard took the handoff, flipped it back to Tannehill, and Bryant got worked by the bigger Westbrook-Akina.
Westbrook-Akina did a nice job. That thing was not a takeoff route. That's what you call a 9-stop. He ran a takeoff and then stopped. Very well executed.
2:10 to go before halftime. Titans get on the ball. Tannehill will let it run down to the 2-minute warning. The Patriots jump off sides, but I think the 2-minute warning had hit.
This is the 2-minute warning.
So Tannehill was trying to draw him. He did it 1 second late. The 2-minute warning is brought to you by Delta Dental. Delta Dental has Tennessee's best coverage with dental and vision plans. See all those great Titans highlights and smile big. Visit deltadentaltn.com to learn how we can help you.
From Gillette Stadium, the Titans trail the Patriots 13-6, but the Titans are driving. Just ahead, stats, scores, and Cover 2 with Coach Mack on Titans Radio's halftime report, powered by the Tennessee Lottery. That happens in a few minutes.
Ryan Tannehill is 9 of 10 passing for 72 yards and a touchdown. Titans have 10 first downs in the game, 136 total yards. They have kept it for 15:39 of this first half. 2 minutes remains. Empty backfield. Titans are at the 38 of the Patriots with a first down. Patriots show blitz. Titans trail by 7. Tannehill throws left side. It's batted down at the line of scrimmage and incomplete. The man who got his hands on it was Van Noy.
They're trying to run a dodge screen back inside against the grain. Van Noy just got his hands up very quickly.
Still 1:57 left in the half. Second down and 10. Tannehill on the ball quickly. Under center this time. Hilliard is his back. Westbrook-Akina motions right. Patriots with 8 in the box. Hilliard running to the left side. Racing forward, fumble the football. It's been recovered by the Patriots. Hilliard had 5 yards. I think Godshaw is the man who got it out, and Duggar is the man who recovers it. Hilliard had a fumble in the game last week that was recovered in the end zone by Ferkser for a touchdown. He was lucky on that one, not as lucky here.
That's exactly what you cannot do against this Patriot team. Titans are playing very, very well today. They have not taken advantage of moments, as we talked about. That right there, that was all on Hilliard.
Had a nice game.
Had a great game.
Was going to pick up 5 and leave the Titans with a 3rd and manageable.
They actually tried to put 2 hands on it. Didn't turn out very good.
Jones in the shotgun. Play fake. Jones throws short. Man is there. Bolden, 35, 40, 45. Bolden to the 50. And finally, Byard gets him on the ground at that point. He is a strong runner. Brandon Bolden, ninth-year man out of Ole Miss, and he's got nearly 20 yards on the play.
Very poor space tackling in there then.
A minute and a half. Jones gets him on the ball. Titans set to rush 4. Jones drops, looks right, throws right, complete to Bourne. Jenkins makes the tackle at the 45, and there's a penalty marker. So Bourne has a very short gain that is going to be increased by a personal foul. Apparently. Would be a gain of about 4.
Personal foul, face mask, defense number 20. 15-yard penalty added to the end of the run, first down.
So this will move the football down near the Titans 30. They are in Nick Folk field goal range. Put it down at the 29 officially. And still a minute 19 to go, and the Patriots with 2 timeouts and a 13-6 lead. Titans on their heels.
Titans are on their heels, and they put themselves on their heels. Turnover when you're going into scoring territory, and then a face mask penalty on the outside.
3 receivers to the left, tight end Henry, tight to the right, Bolden in the backfield with Jones. Jones drops, looks, has time, floats it down the middle. It's incomplete, into triple coverage. He was going for Myers, but Screen, Hooker, and Brown were all there.
Yeah, very well covered. Mac Jones was just throwing a prayer up in.
Jones in this ball game has done good things throwing the football. 11 of 15, 165, and a touchdown. 15th overall pick, Jacksonville native. Titans need some pressure. Here they come. They screen it right side, Bolden. Byard is there to get him out of bounds after a very short gain. Titans defended that well on 2nd and 10. Brings up 3rd and 7.
Zone pressure out of the back end. Playing zone underneath it when you drop down. Byard dropped down. Made a nice tackle, 3rd down.
Titans going with 6 defensive backs on 3rd down and 7. Jones in the shotgun, puts Bolden on his left hip. Blitz coming. Jones floats it down the middle. Henry all alone. Incomplete. He overshot a wide open man.
He was wide open. He beat Byard. He stuck Byard to the inside and then ran right by him to the flag. Wide open. Jones missed that one.
Folk will come on with a minute 2. And now he'll try a 44-yarder. Folk has converted from 22 and from 37.
He had about 5 steps on Byard then. Beat him very bad off that inside move.
Bailey to hold it on 4th and 7. Snap. Set. Kick. Good. Nick Folk cashes in, and it's 16-6. Patriots with 58 seconds to go. The good news for the Titans is 58 seconds to go, and they have all 3 timeouts. And so, in spite of that mistake, they get a chance to counter before halftime.
Well, the defense let them have too many yards, but they didn't let them have 7 points. That was very big on that. And as you say, you still got a chance with the timeouts and the time left to go down and get some points on the board before we all go to the locker room at halftime.
6 plays, 42 yards, 53 seconds off the clock. Nick Folk good from 44 yards. Folk is 3 of 3 in this game. Chester Rogers is deep.
I mean, ball security is paramount in this game. We talked about it in the opening. We talked about it all week, about how New England had been forcing so many turnovers with that 5-game run that they're on. That's what happened right then.
That takeaway on the Hilliard fumble was the 22nd takeaway of the season for this unit. They are +7 on the year. And as Coach Mack says, that has keyed their 5-game win streak. Titans trail by 10. Rogers going to let this one go into the end zone. He'll catch it there and down it. Titans will start at the 25. Hilliard going to go back out there even after the fumble. He's had a good game, 7 carries, 41 yards.
He had yardage in when he fumbled.
He sure did. Have to be careful with a Belichick defense right here.
He's going to bring pressure. He's lined up to bring pressure right now.
Tannehill with Hilliard on his left hip, 3 receivers to his right.
He's coming. There's pressure coming.
Tannehill looking, throwing, completing it. Caught, man is down. It looked like Ferkser was hit, lost the ball, but he was down. Finally, the back judge comes in and says what was pretty obvious, and that Ferkser had been down. The side judge with no ruling at all.
Well, it's the same down judge that called no touchdown over here. The dude's having a bad day. He needs to take time out and leave.
Titans take a timeout after the 7-yard gain. Really looked like it was pretty obvious he was down. And finally, the back judge came flying in because there was no signal anywhere after Ferkser had made the reception and hit the ground. Watch it again here. Ferkser hit. Yeah, he's landing on his back and the ball's coming out. McCourty looked like he was going to be able to recover it. Van Noy with the hit.
The down judge, number 53, that's his second egregious non-call there. Bad call on the touchdown.
Now, Vrabel had to challenge to get the touchdown for the Titans. He ruled Westbrook-Akina down short of the goal line. Westbrook-Akina got the ball across before he was touched. 2nd and 3. Blitz coming. Tannehill looking, firing, nearly intercepted. Van Noy got his hands on it as Tannehill took a shot as he was delivering it. Incomplete. It brings up 3rd and 3 with 48 seconds to go. Now Ben Jones is limping. He's been hurting, as has Saffold.
Van Noy took a deep drop for that deep dig, much like Grugier Hill did. The previous weeks. They're trying to take that deep dig away, not with the coverage from behind, but with the deep drops underneath now.
3 receivers to the right. Rodgers motions, now goes back right. Delay handoff. Hilliard has the first down. 40, 45-50, 45-40, 35-30, 25-20, 15, 10, 5, end zone. Hilliard has just gone 68 yards. Touchdown, Titans.
He didn't drop that ball, did he, Mike?
Not till he crossed the plane.
There you go.
37 seconds to go, and that is just what the doctor ordered.
Oh, that's exactly what we needed. Exactly what everybody needed that likes the Titans.
Snap, set, Bullock's kick is up, and his kick is good. Patriots 16, Titans 13, 37 seconds to go. By the defense holding New England to a field goal, the Titans got the ball back with 58 seconds to go. 3 plays, 75 yards, 21 seconds off the clock. That's the Nissan Drive Summary. Nissan is the official auto partner of the Tennessee Titans. And now Dontrell Hilliard, 8 rushes, 108 yards, and a touchdown.
Good for Dontrell Hilliard. He gave him 3 with the fumble. He scored 7. So by the way I look at it, he's +4.
He's +4. Patriots still have 37 seconds, however. Now, in this direction in pregame warm-ups, Nick Folk was short from 53. So they need to get it closer to the 30 to give him a chance. Olszewski is a great returner. Bullock kicks it downfield. Olszewski from the goal line to the 5, to the 10, to the 15, to the 20, to the 25, and he is tackled at the 27-yard line by Cole.
Zaleski had that little skip step before he started, and he saw the crease that he wanted and hit it.
Patriots need about 40 yards to give Folk a chance. 31 seconds. Both teams with 2 timeouts. And for a big defensive play here to end the half. I'm trying not to ask for too much. Jones in the gun. Blitz coming. Screen left side. It's Bolden again. 30, 40. And he is tackled outside the 45-yard line at the 47-yard line. Timeout, New England Patriots.
Titans have not played the screen game well at all today. They've been hurt very badly by the screens, both left and right.
New England has one left. Well, they've done a great job calling it when the Titans have blitzed, too.
Absolutely. I mean,
here's Bolden, who's taken over the James White role in this offense.
Yes.
And done a whale of a job. Ball outside the 47. Again, they need at least another 20 yards to give Folk his best chance. 1 timeout remaining. Mac Jones, who's had an excellent half. Dropping to throw. Jones firing the out route. Aguilar makes the catch inbounds and is taken down inbounds at the 42-yard line. Patriots will have to use their last timeout as Christian Fulton makes an excellent tackle. It is a first down. So 15 seconds remaining in the half as they'll reset it. Now at the 42 of the Titans. Defensively, I mean, you know they need 10 yards here.
They need 10 yards, and here's what you have to be able to do. If they throw it in the middle of the field, normally 12 seconds is what you need to be able to go up and spike it. So they've got 3 seconds to that. You need to protect the boundary here.
Now Vrabel will take a timeout to make sure his defensive personnel is set. Titans have 1 timeout remaining. 16-13, Patriots lead this game.
And it looked like then, Mike, that they were lining up to deploy in a man-to-man defense. Vrabel wanted to take a look at the matchup that he was going to get with that deployment by the offensive personnel. That's why he called the timeout.
Mac Jones, 14 of 19, 199 and a touchdown. Myers, 3 catches for 80 yards. Bolden, 4 for 54. Smith, 2 for 29. Aguilar, 2 for 15. Harris, 1 for 12. Bourne, 2 for 9 and a touchdown.
Now they get a different deployment offensively. This is 3-by-1 now. Now it's 2-by-2.
Jones fires the out route complete to Bourne. And his catch is made at the 35-yard line with 12 seconds to go. Again, this would be right at a 53-yarder as Fulton was defending on that play. And he was short twice going towards the closed end in pregame warm-ups from exactly this spot.
Yeah, and that throw right there is why you need to protect the boundary.
3 receivers to the right. Jones sprints out to his right, looking, firing, and the pass is caught at the 28-yard line. An official throws his hat. Now what's that all about?
Did he go out and come back in?
Penalty markers are down. They have a discussion, and the hatless official and another official, after the discussion, throw a flag with 7 seconds to go. It would be a gain of 7 to the 28.
They agreed on that because they both threw it in simultaneous once they talked about it.
Alex Kemp is your referee.
After discussion, the receiver went out of bounds and never came back in to reestablish. Therefore, it's an incomplete pass when he touches the ball. 3rd down.
There you go.
All right, so this, with 7 seconds to go, now they're going to bring out Folk, who's 3 for 3, but the ball is moved back to the 35 with the incomplete pass. It's going to be a kick from the left hash. As the Patriots are trying to add points here in the final seconds of the half. Snap, set, his kick is a low line driver. No good. Wide to the right. We told you he was short from 53 in warm-ups, so what did he try to do? He tried to hit it low and hard, and he pushed it.
Yeah, he just squeezed the life out of the handle of that club, is what he did. He choked it to death.
Now the Titans take over with 2 seconds to go on the 43-yard line. Mike Vrabel think about anything here? Or do you just get out? Okay. Titans are going to take a knee.
He's thinking about going in.
He's thinking about going in. Tannehill takes a knee, and the first half is over. Titans in this thing, ladies and gentlemen. At halftime, your score, New England 16, Tennessee 13.
The Titans, Mike Heath and Coach Dave McGinnis.
So the Titans staring right in the Patriots' rearview mirror. Patriots have not been in a close game in a month. And if the Titans can keep it tight, you like their position.
We talked about taking this to the fourth quarter. They're in a great position to do that, and that's exactly what they have in mind as they came running out of the tunnel after halftime. This is an even ball game right now. Now let's see who can tip it in their favor in this second half.
What are the defensive adjustments you feel like the Titans must make?
I think they'll tighten up on their screen game, first of all. They've got to get a little stronger on the perimeter when that screen's thrown. They've got to get some more setting the edge a little bit and then filling in there and then running and hit from inside out, which Jeffrey Simmons has been doing. Then the max protection play action game against zone, we've got to take away the middle of the field. They've hit some explosive plays against zone coverage down the field in the first half.
So the Patriots haven't punted, but they've only gotten in the end zone once, and they did that at the end of a 37-yard drive where they had to score on third down. Titans have tightened up when they needed to. They just need to tighten the screw a little more.
Yeah, again, from 20 to 20, as I say, get rid of the explosive plays, from the 20 to the 20 through the air. They've done a nice job against the run, and as you said, they've been excellent in red zone defense today.
Olszewski is deep. Bullock kicks off. Olszewski going to come up and get it at the goal line. To the 5, to the 10, to the 15. He cuts back outside the 20, being chased by Farley, who will push him out of bounds outside the 30 at about the 35, and there's a penalty marker down.
That was a middle of the field bounce. You could see him setting that up all the way.
Just wonder if Farley had to grab
Personal
a
foul.
Yeah.
Face mask. Kicking team number 49. 15-yard penalty. First down, New England.
49. Okay. I think it was 21. Yeah, it was 21.
It was exactly 21. It makes you a little nervous about their eyesight if they think 2-1 looks like 4-9 on the jersey.
Well, and Farley...
21 of the kicking team, 21.
And this puts the ball at the Titan 49-yard line to begin the second half.
Yeah, that's an explosive play in itself right there.
Offset eye to the right. Tailback is Harris. Harris going to get a carry on the left side. Byard is there to hit him with Cole after he picks up 1 yard.
Two-back split zone. That's the first split zone they have run today. Played very, very well by the interior of the Titans' defensive front, and the linebacker stepped up nice then.
Second down and 9.
Second down and 9.
Out Naquan Jones, in Elijah Molden, extra defensive back. At the Titan 48-yard line. Henry and Smith wide to the left. Myers and Aguilar wide to the right. Rolling to his right, Jones, firing downfield. Man is open. Smith, 35-30, and Byard will trip him up with help from Hooker at the 28-yard line.
Fake toss, roll boot to the left, and then all the way across the transcontinental.
20 yards for Smith on the play. 3 catches, 49 yards. 1 rush for 9 yards for the former Titan, Jonnu Smith.
Again, middle of the field against zone defense.
Harry is wide to the left. Two tight ends tight to the right, I formation. Johnson the fullback. Smith motions left. Jones goes toss, coming left Harris. Titans come up, don't get there quickly enough. He's past the 25 and is finally stopped at the 21-yard line by Hooker.
That was a perimeter toss, but they let Harris turn downfield. They let him get vertical then because they did not have the edge set quick enough nor hard enough.
Ball pulled back to the 22. It's 2nd down and 4.
2nd down and 4.
Early third quarter, Patriots leading by 3, looking for more at the Titans 22. Jones. Under center. In the eye. We'll give it to Harris on the left side. Stutter step Harris inside the 20. Has his first down to the 17-yard line. He's tackled there by Landry. It's a first down, New England Patriots.
Yeah, that was a counter with a pull lead blocker coming up to swab the hole off the counter look.
Titans defense has been on their heels all day long. This is the most effectively that the Patriots have run the football, however, just in that last sequence. Mostly it's been the passing game for New England. At the 17, Jones drifts into the gun. Throws at the feet of Bourne, and the pass is incomplete. Bourne was in motion to the left out of the backfield, and it was a poor pass by Jones. It's 2nd down and 10.
Was that backwards?
I didn't think so.
Okay.
Ooh, it's mighty close.
Yeah. Oh.
And the Titans did pounce on it. Vrabel could choose to review it, but it would only leave him one challenge left if he won. That was tight. 2nd and 10. Jones, empty backfield. Looking, Jones firing, and the pass nearly intercepted by Cole, incomplete.
That was a great break by Cole. Perfect break on that stick out. Perfect break by Cole.
He was trying to cut in front of Smith.
Oh, he did.
He did.
Oh.
The ball hit his left hand, and he just couldn't put his hands together to grab it.
Well, that was a great match. That was a great match on that stick out by Cole.
Cole can really run.
Well, he hipped him up.
Third down and 10. Jones facing a 4-man rush. Jones dropping, under pressure, steps up, running to his right to the 15, to the 10, and he is taken down at that point. 2 full yards short of the first down, maybe even 3, according to where they'll spot it. It's 4th down. Patriots sending out the field goal team, as they're going to pull it back to say he gave himself up where? I think right at the 10, so he's 3 yards short. Screen was coming hard to hit him. And Mac Jones is lucky. He couldn't decide, do I want to slide or do I want to go in head first?
Well, he got hit hard.
28-yarder for Folk, who's 3 out of 4. Right hash. Folk good from 22, 34, and 44. Snap. Set. Kick. Good. Folk converts. There's a fight at the end of the play. Somebody's helmet got jerked off. Danico Autry. No flag, however. 19-13, Patriots lead with 11-13 to go. And again, the Patriots can't get it in the end zone and can't shake the Titans as we play in the third. Folk makes it 19-13. Again, the Titans haven't stopped them per se today, but they have forced 5 field goal opportunities, and the Patriots' only touchdown came on their first possession of the game after they started at the Titans' 37. They can't get it in the end zone, and even though they have a lot of yards, they only have a 6-point lead.
Yeah, they're getting their yards off of play action. They've run play action about 30% of the time. Quarterback is 6 for 6 on his play action. But as you said, Titans are playing excellent red zone defense. And the touchdown they scored was a 3rd down that was tightly contested. at the back of the pylon.
That's a great catch.
Titans need to answer here. This is a place for an answer.
You got an opportunity to take the lead with a touchdown and an extra point. Bailey to kick off. Rogers is deep. Rogers from the 2 to the 5 to the 10 to the 15. And he will be taken down short of the 20-yard line. Taken down at the 17. Making the stop is Davis. His 10th special teams tackle of the year. So here comes Tannehill with Hilliard and company. Titans have run it well in this game. They have 213 total yards, 71 passing, 142 on the ground. Hilliard, 8 carries for 108. 3 tight ends to the right. Hollister, the single receiver, to the left. Now Ferkser motions left. Give. Hilliard looking for room, finding it. Across the 20, he's out to the 24-yard line. Gain of 6.
That's a nice run. That's an inside zone, and you got to give this offensive line credit. They are getting knockback up front on these first and second down runs.
Even without Hilliard's 68-yard run, the Titans have been very effective.
Again, it's all about winning chains on first and second down against this defense.
High formation. Foreman is now the back on 2nd and 4. Foreman gets a carry on the left side. He's got the 30, the 35, the 40, the 45, the 50, the 45. He fumbled the ball, and it's been recovered by the Patriots. Mills recovers inside the 40-yard line.
There it is. You cannot do it, and you know coming in, that's what this defense does. They've been getting gashed with the run game, but they forced 2 fumbles.
That was going to be a big, big gain for the Titans of over 35 yards for Foreman, but he has it ripped out by J.C. Jackson, and Mills recovers for the Patriots. Patriots recover the Deontay Foreman fumble at their own 37. He had gained 31 yards when J.C. Jackson hit him at the 45. The ball moved forward 8 yards, and coming up with it is Jalen Mills. For the Patriots with a 6-point lead. Mac Jones under pressure, hit as he throws, completes it to Henry. Henry outside the 40 to the 46-yard line where he's tripped by Brown with help from Jenkins. It's a gain of 9 yards. We pause 10 seconds for station identification.
For differential
this
this
is Titans
season.
Radio.
This is your official home for Titans football. WGFX FM Gallatin, Nashville. 104.5 The Zone.
Patriots leading 19-13, 9:52 to go in the third. Mac Jones with a rush. The quarterback sneak up to the 49-yard line. He has the first down.
They opened up that series with the play-action pass. Play-action is where they've been making most of their money today down the field. So expect that to continue to go on. They're going to try to do that some more.
Stevenson, the big back, is in the game now. Gibbs, Stevenson at right guard. He's able to go forward into Titans territory for 3 yards. Simmons with the tackle.
Excellent job again between the tackles. Excellent run defense in between the tackles today by the Titans. That's what's giving them a chance. They're not getting behind the chains on first and second down normally.
Titans having to play Dylan Cole at linebacker. Monty Rice injured in the first half, and he is out with a lower leg injury. 2nd and 7. Jones in the gun. Jones firing downfield. The pass is incomplete. Good defense there as Myers was going to catch it, but Fulton really belted him, and now it's 3rd and 7.
That was a great hit by Fulton. He separated him from that ball.
So the 3rd and 7 at the 48. Bolden is in the game on the right hip of Jones. He has 4 catches for 54 yards. Patriots 2 of 6 on 3rd down. Jones in trouble. Sacked! Kevin Byard! $100 to Second Harvest Food Bank from Kroger, the official tailgate headquarters of the Tennessee Titans.
What a great defensive play call, and what great execution. It's hard to get those safety blitzes because timing and distance is everything. That was perfect.
The fumble does not hurt the Titans. Rodgers deep to catch the punt.
That was a great defensive stand on the sudden change, Mike. Great defensive stand.
4th and 19. Bailey to punt it. It's a wobbler. Coming up, Rodgers catches it outside the 10-yard line. And the Titans will start backed up, but they have the ball down 19-13. 7:51 to go as we play in the third quarter with flurries falling at Gillette Stadium.
Coach Mack has his eyes on the officials for you. This is Titans Radio.
7:51 to go, third quarter. New England Patriots 19, Tennessee Titans 13. Titans from their own 11-yard line. Foreman is the back, offset eye to the right. 5-man front for the Patriots. Titans moving right to left on your radio dial as Tannehill drops, throws, and a pass is batted down, incomplete. Knocked down by Wise. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Patriots brought pressure then, backed up on 1st down. They brought pressure. I think they were bringing it for a run blitz. It just came through and knocked the pass down.
Titans going to use Hilliard and Foreman in the lineup at the same time here, the two backs.
Get this red gun spread set again.
Tannehill in the gun, Foreman on the right side, Hilliard on the left. Two receivers to the right. Tannehill drops, looks, flushed out to his right. He can run this thing. Tannehill to the 5, outside 10. Tannehill to the 15 and taken down at that point. Judon is the man who made the tackle. Good decision by Tannehill. He wanted to fake the screen right, come back to the left. When it wasn't there, he made something positive out of it.
Yeah, he had the double screen out of the two backs and the red set in the backfield. You're right. He made the right decision. That was a big-time athletic play by Judon then.
If Judon doesn't get him, he's got another 10 yards, I'd say.
Yep.
Instead, it's 3rd down and 6. Blasingame on the right hip of Tannehill. Pressure coming. Let's see. Here they come. Tannehill firing. Hollister can't catch it. On the left side, Hollister cut off by Mills, who knocked it away.
Mills made a great transition. That was just good coverage by Mills.
Titans 2 of 6 on 3rd downs. And so Kern into punt. Here's the dangerous Olszewski.
Again, this is a field position flip.
They are double pressing both gunners. Kern's punt, a high wobbly spiral. Olszewski from the 36 to the 40, and he's going to be hit by Fairley and taken down just short of the 45-yard line. So good field position for the Patriots. They lead by 6. 6:44 to go in the third. Patriots start at their own 44-yard line after an exchange of punts. Their last drive ended due to Kevin Byard's 4th career sack. Byard having a heck of a year. Patriots with 272 yards of total offense. The Titans with 254 yards of total offense. New England beginning this drive with a 19-13 lead. Jones, play fake, dumps it short, got it complete to Myers into Titans territory and out of bounds, forced out there by Jenkins at the 45. It's enough for a 1st down for New England.
That's kind of an RPO look right then. He rode that run fake pretty long, given a chance to look at the coverage, took the flat route for the 1st down.
Jackrabbit Jenkins back after missing last week's game, playing at the left corner. Jones gives Harris, hit, dropped. Lost a yard on the play. Roberson with the tackle.
Roberson really triggered, shot through there. Nice job. Again, between the tackles, excellent run defense today.
6:05 to go in the third and counting. Patriots led 16-13 at halftime. On their first possession of the second half, added a 28-yard Nick Folk field goal. 2nd and 11. Jones, play fake. Deep drop, firing, got it complete. Aguilar catches it at the 41-yard line and is tackled immediately by Brown. Gain of 5. Brings up 3rd down and 6.
Those 3-by-1 trip speed with all 3 wide receivers to one side, then play action trying to throw double ends. Nice break by Jayon for the tackle.
3rd down, 6.
3rd down and 6. Bolden on the left hip of Jones. Titans with 6 defensive backs. Jones. Deep drop. Fires across the middle. Bourne, 35. Bourne outside Jenkins to the 30. Down the sidelines to the 25, to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5, into the end zone. Touchdown, New England Patriots. Bourne's 2nd touchdown of the game, and it was a great effort by him, avoiding Titans tacklers and tight-roping down the sidelines for a 41-yard score.
That was very poor effort on the backside. First of all, by Jenkins, keeping leverage on the backside with that crosser, and then everybody else got out leveraged up the sideline for the tightrope.
So the Patriots have moved out in front by 12 with the point pending.
Big flip in field position, then you give up the touchdown. That's not exactly what you wanted right there.
Here's Nick Folk. Snap, set, Folk's kick is up, and his kick is good. 26-13, New England leads Tennessee. 5:01 to go in the 3rd quarter. After Olszewski ran back the punt to the 44, New England picked up a 1st down to the Titans' 45, and then on 3rd and 6, the 4th play of the drive, Bourne goes 41, so 4 plays, 56 yards, 143 off the clock. Now the Titans' offense has to get cranking. When you're within 1 score, you can be patient. Now you got to get busy.
Now it's 2 score. The thing that's going to be interesting to see, let's see how New England lines their defense up now. They will not be as worried about the run game now. They may play more coverage. Let's just see if that comes to truth.
Well, the Titans have not been able to throw it in any great form. After starting 8 of 8, Ryan Tannehill just 2 of his last 7, 79 yards total and a touchdown. New England not scared of any of the Titans receivers at this moment.
No, not at all. They're playing really tight press coverage on them. And again, it's the run game that's been keeping the Titans in this. But when you lose field position, then all of a sudden you make a really bad defensive play on your leverage and a missed tackle, now you find yourself 2 scores down. It's going to be a different game now.
Here's Bailey to kick off. Rodgers is deep. Rodgers fields it in the end zone for a touchback. Titans will start at the 25. So the Titans' run game, Hilliard 9 carries, 114 and a touchdown. Foreman 8 for 52. Tannehill 4 for 17. But they have to put something together. And the 2 turnovers in New England territory haunting them right now.
You need to stay on the field offensively with this series, Mike, in a big way.
Hollister and Westbrook-Akina wide to the right. Now Westbrook-Akina motions across the formation to the left. Titans in an eye against a 5-man front. Going to give Hilliard a carry on the left side. Hilliard being driven forward and pushed outside the 30 to the 31, gain of 6.
Now, there's a lot more there than I thought was going to be at the start. Hilliard really blocking very well and then getting a good push from his people up front. There's been nothing wrong with this run game on 1st down today.
2nd down and 4. Titans believed they could come in and run the ball, and they've certainly proven they can. Now 8 in the box. Toss. Hilliard on the right side, turns the corner. He's hit by Judon and Bentley and driven backward. He will get 2 yards to the 33, brings up 3rd down and 2. Here comes Fitzpatrick taking the place of Carter. It's a short 2. Titans must get the ball to touch the 35-yard line. It's just outside the 33. Trailing by 13. 2 receivers either side. Tannehill in the gun. Tannehill keeps rolling, pumping. He's got the 1st down. He's got the 40. He dives forward to the 42. Bentley tackles him there. It's enough for the 1st down. Phillips also in on the stop.
That was the truest run-pass option in every sense of the word then.
Could have thrown it to Swaim, and he said, yeah, I'm not going to risk it. I'm going to go get 8 yards myself.
He did the right thing.
Quiets the crowd momentarily. Carter at fullback, now Foreman at tailback. Tannehill gives Foreman on the left side. Foreman steps out of a tackle, 45, 50, 45, and down. Deontay Foreman pounding forward. Williams, the Nashvilleian, makes the tackle.
High formation lead to the tight side. Very well blocked again. Very well blocked. That's 10 yards a chunk right then.
Titans at 199 yards rushing. 3 tight ends to the left, single receiver Hollister to the right at the 45 of the Patriots. Foreman at right guard, moving the pile forward again down to the 41-yard line. Bentley with another tackle at 2nd and 6.
Again, 4 yards. That was a true inside zone, single back set, 7.5 yards deep. Nice push.
2:10 and counting in the 3rd. Westbrook Akina to the right, Hollister to the left, each with 2 catches. Single back Foreman on 2nd and 6. Hold. Pruitt motions to the left. Give Foreman, cut back. He's to the 40. He's driven to the 39-yard line and then thrown backwards. Tackle by Davis. It'll be 3rd down and 4.
That was very well played by New England on the backside of that. They were able to get across the face of the men that were trying to cut them off. That's why the cutback was not there.
What do you like here for the Titans on 3rd and 4?
Mike, they had the run-pass option before. They probably are going to get man-to-man defense here. They need some more rub routes. That's what they got. Now you got 2x2 over there together. You got man-to-man defense.
Patriots showing blitz. Titans must get it to the 35. Tannehill in the gun. Delay handoff. Hilliard up the middle, 35. He's down at the 31. 1st down for the Titans.
Just like I said, spread them out and run a lag draw.
Phillips with the tackle. Old school draw play.
Just what I said they'd do.
I'm for it. At the 31, Fitzpatrick and Westbrook Akina to the right. Offset eye to the left. Patriots creeping up. Play fake, Tannehill. Looking, firing, man is there, ball is caught. Inside the 20-yard line, Fitzpatrick with the grab. The Titans have entered the Pinnacle scoring zone. For more on Titans banking from Pinnacle, visit titansbanking.com for all the details as the Titans have the ball at the 17.
They're going tempo. Nice play actions. Single route outside. Nice completion.
12 seconds to go in the quarter. 5 seconds to go in the quarter. Penalty marker comes in as I think the Patriots may have jumped.
That's exactly what Tannehill was
Neutral
trying to
zone
do.
infraction.
He got him.
Defense number 53. 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
So the Titans will begin the 4th quarter at the Patriots 12, trailing by 13. After 3, it's New England 26, Tennessee 13. Here, the Titans with 312 yards total offense, the Patriots with 328. How the two teams have done it, very different. Titans 227 rushing, 85 passing. New England 47 rushing, 281 passing. Titans have turned it over twice, New England none. Tannehill 11 of 16, 93 yards and a touchdown. Hilliard 12 rushes, 131 and a score. Foreman 11 for 72. 1st and 5 at the 12 of New England as we begin the fourth quarter. The Titans run Hilliard, make that run Foreman on the right side, and Foreman using his 230-plus pounds, ducking his head and taking it inside the 10. Judon will get him on the ground at about the 8. 2nd and 1.
Really a nice push again on that right side. I've been saying it consistently today because that's been what's happening all day.
Three tight ends to the left on 2nd and 1 at the 8. Foreman remains the back. Tannehill under center. Gives Foreman on the right side. He's got the first down to the 5. Taken down at the 5-yard line. He'll make it 1st and goal at that point. A lot of good rest for the Titans defense right now. Gottschall made the tackle, by the way.
All right, it's on the 5-yard line, and all they've done is just knock New England back off the ball. They need to continue to do that.
Again, 3 tight ends to the left. Hollister wide right. Now motioning to the right side is Ferkser. Tannehill going to give it to Foreman. Starts to the right, comes back to the left. He's got 3 yards. Make that 2 yards to the 3. Tackle by Mills. 2nd and goal.
Yeah, that was a cutback run all the way in that play. Here, start to his right, cut back to his left, 2 yards.
Levin is reporting eligible as a 6th offensive lineman. That's Corey Levin, 3rd-year man out of Chattanooga. He is the tight end on the right side. Titans in an eye, 2nd and goal at the 3. Tannehill drops into the gun, empties the backfield, sprints out to his right, looks, fires in the back of the end zone, Pruitt. Incomplete. Incomplete, knocked away by Van Noy.
Yeah, Van Noy stuck his hand in the basket there at the last minute and knocked that thing out of there. He's facing him, got his left hand in there and punched it out.
A great play by the veteran. 3rd and goal at the 3. 12:50 remaining. Tannehill comes under center. 2 tight ends to the right. Tannehill barks him out. Gives Foreman on the left side. Cuts it up. Foreman driving and is taken down short of the goal line. I think they're going to spot it inside the 2. So here comes Hilliard. Here comes Hollister. Here comes Rogers. They're going to put the ball down right at the 2 on the left hash. 4th down. The Titans converted a 4th down on their touchdown drive. 12:20 to go. It is loud in New England. Hilliard is on the right hip of Tannehill, who's in the gun. Swain motions right to left, now comes back to the right. Tannehill takes the snap, play fake, rolling to his right, rolling, throws in the back of the end zone. It's tipped and intercepted. Intercepted in the end zone by J.C. Jackson, his 7th of the year, but the play was made by the man who tipped the ball because it looked like Tannehill had a receiver. Instead, he has his 13th interception of the year, a touchback, 1st and 10 at the 20 for New England, leading by 13. A 14-play, 73-yard drive that took over 8 minutes nets the Titans nothing. The Patriots get the ball back and they run Stevenson to the right, and Stevenson picks up 4 yards on the play.
Patriots will start playing the clock game now.
11:39 to go and counting. Patriots lead 26-13. McCourty was the man who had the tip that resulted in the Jackson touchdown. Devin McCourty. 2nd and 6. Quick throw right side, and it's caught by Bourne at the 28-yard line. Touchdown by Jenkins. It'll bring up 3rd down and 2.
Again, run the ball, short throws, keep the clock running. I'm not sure they wanted him to roll out of bounds then.
Titans going to try to get off the field here and get the ball back for their offense. Patriots trying to milk it. Jones empties the backfield. He sends Bolden wide to the left. 3 receivers that way. 2 to the right.
He knows he's got man-to-man defense now. We're going to have to get tight on these receivers.
Jones throws across the middle, and the ball is caught. Super catch Henry with Hooker all over him, and he's taken down at the 34-yard line.
Again, that was good tight coverage. That's just professional throw and catch there.
Hunter Henry, first-round pick. You can see why. Great talent out of Arkansas. At the 34, first down for New England. Titans need a big play on defense to have a chance to stay in this thing. Nice run as the Patriots get Stevenson advancing it outside the 40 to the 41. Cole with the tackle. It'll be 2nd down after a gain of nearly 7.
Single back power pulled the guard. Very, very patient run then. He waited for that guard to get up and swab that hole and then stepped in right behind him for 7 yards.
2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Stevenson, the 240-pound rookie out of Oklahoma, drafted in the 4th round. Gets the carry on the right side, has room as he gets to the outside, across the 45 to the 50, into Titans territory. He's tackled at the 49 by Byard.
Exactly the same play, except now he bounced it to the outside. Exact same play, single back power. Pull the guard across the center from the defensive right to the defensive left.
To the 49-yard line. Good for another Patriots.
Patriots milking clock. Leading by 13, 9:04 to go.
Yeah, they will not snap the ball outside of 10 seconds this whole drive.
Jakob Johnson at fullback. Toss. Stevenson coming to the left. He is hit, breaking tackles, on his feet, dragging tacklers inside the 40 and down to the 30-yard line. And hurting is Jackrabbit Jenkins as he took a shot from the back. Finally, Simon came up to make the stop.
Pulled the guard, had a fullback in here, got a hat on a hat, 3 missed tackles, 4 missed tackles, and then Jackrabbit gets trucked in the back end. That's why he's down on the field.
He is a big, strong guy. Was a huge prospect out of Las Vegas. Injured in his senior year and then didn't make his grades. Went and became a JUCO All-American and then starred at Oklahoma before the Patriots took him last April. Timeout on the field. Rookie Mac Jones, for the 2nd time in his career, has thrown for over 300 yards. But on this drive, it's a fellow rookie, Ramondre Stevenson, 8 rushes, 47 yards overall. The last one for 19 yards. And the Patriots have the ball at the Titans' 30-yard line, 1st and 10, as Jackrabbit Jenkins is taken to the 10. Titans replace him with Chris Jones at corner. Here's Stevenson on the right side. He's grabbed on a nice play there by Roberson and taken down for a loss of 1.
Good job by Roberson. Nice job swarming to the ball. You're going to get the run game here. If you get the run game stopped on 2nd down now, you got to get ready for play action.
Olden is in. So effective on the screens. This will be an interesting place to throw one to him. He's going to line up on one side of Jones. They're going to send Stevenson wide to the left. Now he's coming up on the left hip of Jones. Play fake. Jones dropping, looking. Sacked! Roberson and Naquan Jones there to get him. $100 for Habitat for Humanity, for Second Harvest Food Bank. Kroger, the official tailgate headquarters of the Tennessee Titans. Loss of 10 on the play.
Big play. Big play. Nice job.
7:13 to go. The Titans have a pulse if they can get off the field here.
Get off the field here is exactly right. They were trying to take a deep shot then.
Bolden on the right hip of Jones. Pressure coming. Jones firing. Got it complete to Myers at the 34. He's taken down by Chris Jones. And here comes the field goal team with Folk. Now in this direction, this is going to be one of 50 plus. In this direction, he had lag toward the open end of the stadium. His 53-yarder the other way in the first half was no good. He's 31 of 52 in his career from 50 plus. This is 52 yards left hash. Snap, set, kick. Let's see. Good. A gamble by the Patriots. Had he missed, the Titans would have taken over at their own 42. Instead, it's a 16-point lead for New England with 6:09 remaining.
Two-score spread. You got 2 touchdowns and 2 two-point plays. You still got a chance here, but you've got to be able to do something with this possession.
10 plays, 46 yards, 5:50 off the clock. Dave McGinnis, if I told you coming in here the Titans would rush for 237, you would have felt pretty good about their chances.
I'd have felt really good about the chances, but if you'd have balanced it out, telling me that Mac Jones was going to throw for nearly 300, I would have balanced out that good feeling a little bit.
3 turnovers for the Titans, albeit the third one was a ball that on 4th down and goal at the 2, you got to throw.
You got to throw it.
So that's more of a missed 4th down opportunity. But the Patriots' red zone defense is just phenomenal, and they showed it right there.
Well, the 3 turnovers too, Mike, you say. I mean, it's three turnovers again, and we've not gotten any yet. That sometimes will tip the power too.
Bailey to kick off. Rodgers is deep. Kick comes downfield. Rodgers will let it go into and through the end zone for a touchback. 1st and 10 at the 25. Titans got to go.
Got to go. That's exactly the way to put it. They got to go.
Tannehill, 11 of 18 for 93 yards, touchdown, and an interception.
It'll be interesting to me to see what Belichick does defensively. Does he play coverage, or does he continue to press the heat pedal? Looks like he's bringing heat. Now they're playing man-to-man. He's bringing heat.
Tannehill dropping. Pass in front of Hilliard and incomplete. Judon defending. It's 2nd down and 10. Well, I mean, the fact remains the 4 active receivers for the Titans today entering this game had a combined 46 catches. The flip side of that is A.J. Brown has 46 catches on his own, so they're just not afraid of those receivers out there today.
No, they're not. And they're playing it just like they should play it.
2nd and 10.
Here comes some more heat.
Tannehill hit as he throws ball up in the air. It's called an incomplete pass, I think. Finally, they signal. We appreciate that. It was grabbed by Ferkster anyway.
Well, I asked the question when we went into this series what the defense was going to do for the Patriots, when it's going to be play coverage or bring heat. We're bringing heat.
They're calling him in the grasp. is what they're saying, because they're moving it. Yeah, they've moved it back to the 21-yard line. No, it's a fumble, but it was recovered by Ferkser, but it comes back to the spot of the fumble. That's why. Tannehill firing deep down the middle, pass incomplete. He was trying to go to Westbrook-Akina. It was nearly intercepted by Mills.
Mills did a textbook on those deep bend ends. He got right on his inside hip and then dove underneath it. Had a chance to intercept it.
So Tannehill has to go on 4th down. Same way he had to throw that ball right there. You got to take a chance. 4th and 14. Last gasp for the Titans with 5:31 to go. Tannehill under pressure. Winds up, ball tipped and incomplete. Intended for Westbrook-Akina, never even got close as Wise tipped it. And the Patriots will go on offense at the Titans 21 with 5:26 remaining.
Defensively, they answered my question. That was tipped at the line of scrimmage.
But it was very similar to when we were here 2 years ago in the playoffs. At the end of the game, the Titans were not fearful of the Patriots receivers.
Walked right up on top of them.
And it drove Tom Brady crazy because nobody could get open. When you don't respect speed, you don't have to play it safe. Here's a run. Harris on the left cuts back to the right and will ramble inside the 20, inside the 15 to the 14-yard line.
Tackle by Buster Screen.
Screen with the tackle. Gain of 7 on the play.
It was outside zone cutback then. That backside was knocked off the line of scrimmage then. That's why the cutback was there.
29-13, New England leading. Mac Jones puts his team in an eye. The young quarterback who was picked in training camp over Cam Newton to be the starter. Harris takes the pitch around right end, runs into his own man to the 10, to the 5, into the end zone for a touchdown for the New England Patriots with 4:38 remaining. Damian Harris, a 14-yard score.
Well, now the Patriots are starting to feel the effects of the tsunami that they have. When you get out 2 scores ahead, you can feel the wave coming at you. When you force your opponent to go for it on 4th and 14, deep in their own territory, and you're not successful, then it starts rolling downhill on you.
Well, the Patriots follow their trend of playing mistake-free football, +3 in the turnover ratio. And in the end, that's going to be the difference. As here's Folk for point. His PAT is up, and his kick is good. 36-13, 4:38 remaining in the game. Now the question, if you're Mike Vrabel, how do you play this?
Yeah, let's see who he puts in there at quarterback first.
What would you think about, Coach? 23-point game, 4:38 to go.
Well, just knowing what the defense was doing, where they're bringing some more heat, I might put the other guy in.
You got the bye next week. I mean, certainly not a good situation, but the other part of this, not the end of the season by any stretch of the imagination.
Oh, no, this season's not over with. We got to get over it. I mean, if this were me as a head coach, I would put my backup quarterback in right now, Mike. That's what I would do.
That's going to be Kevin Hogan, who is called off the practice squad because Logan Woodside is on the COVID list. He's on the COVID reserve. Kevin Hogan, 6'3", 218, fourth-year man out of Stanford. He last appeared in an NFL game October 15th, 2017 as a starter for Cleveland. Deep is Rodgers. And the Titans will have a touchback there. Redshirted behind Andrew Luck at Stanford, went on to become a 4-year starter there. Originally drafted by Kansas City. So Kevin Hogan is coming into the game as the 86th player to appear for the Tennessee Titans this year. The 4th new one today. Cody Hollister, Buster Screen, Kevin Strong, and now Kevin Hogan has entered the game. Timeout New England. With 4:38 remaining, down 23. Your quarterback, Ryan Tannehill, doesn't have a lot of options right now.
No.
And
well, his options were running the football and being able to play mistake-free. With 3 turnovers and as naked as you are right now, with explosive plays down the field, that was your option, and then you had to be able to get some turnovers. And when you had a chance, you needed to make a play.
Right.
When we had those game turners early, we didn't make any of those plays.
Well, and you got down 1st and goal at the 5 in the 4th quarter, and you're unable to cash it in to make it a 1-score game.
There it is.
Momentum turned quickly. Foreman with the carry on the right side, 1 yard out to the 26-yard line. Barmore, the rookie from Alabama, makes the tackle. Foreman's 16th carry now for 83 yards. Hilliard, 12 carries for 131 yards. Entering this game, Hilliard had 132 yards rushing in his entire 33-game career.
As I say, the rushing game early was what was keeping the Titans in it and playing red zone defense. They finally caved in.
2nd and 9. We go under 4 minutes to play. Offset eye to the left. Foreman on the left side. Nice run. We'll get the ball just beyond the 30-yard line, bringing up 3rd down. Tackle by Tabai. And it'll be 3rd down, 4 yards remaining. Titans trail 36-13. Finally, there will be a bye for this team next Sunday. The Titans will start to get some people back following the bye. Here's Foreman, left guard, he's got room. 35, 40, down at the 43-yard line, tackled by McCourty. That should put him right at 100. See if that ends up being right. If so, the Titans would have had 200-yard rushers, and that is 18 for 100. 200-yard rushers in the same game for the first time since November 27, 2008, the Thanksgiving victory at Detroit. That's Chris Johnson and Lindale White. Foreman around right end, 45, 50, and Duggar will take him down at the 48. Foreman needs a quick break, and so he will come out of the game. Foreman has had a nice performance, but a fumble, very costly, at the end of a long run. Hilliard also lost a fumble. As we've reached the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes remaining in Foxborough, and the 2-minute warning is brought to you by Delta Dental. Delta Dental has Tennessee's best coverage with dental and vision plans. See all those great Titans highlights and smile big. Visit deltadentaltn.com to see how we can help you. 2 minutes remaining. Dontrell Hilliard, 12 rushes, 131 yards and a touchdown. Deontay Foreman, 19 rushes for 109. Blasingame will get his first carry in the NFL. And he picks up a first down as he gets 2. So Kari Blasingame, who entered this contest with 8 career catches for 93 yards, had never had a carry until then. And now he does.
Got a first down off of it.
He sure did. He ran the ball well at Vanderbilt before Keyshawn Vaughn transferred in, and then became the back. And
well, that's why he's on this roster, though, Mike, because he can do several things.
1:23. Hollister motions to the left. Hogan going to give Blasingame a carry at right guard. He's inside the 40 and down to the 38-yard line. Duggar will be credited with the tackle. Duggar, quite a find out of Lenore Ryan in the 2020 draft.
Yeah, he's been a very productive player for him.
Gain of 3 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 7. Under a minute remaining. Titans going to fall to 8-4 on the season. Hogan takes the snap, gives Blasingame at left guard, and Blasingame is down to the They're going to say it's New England's ball. Blasingame has the ball ripped out, and a Patriot had it, Tavai, and then taking it away from him was going to be Pruitt. They're going to say Tavai was down, and so the Titans have a 4th turnover with 28 seconds to go, and Brian Hoyer is going to come in and take a knee. And so that's going to do it, as this crowd had already well departed with things in hand. They're going to review whether or not Blasingame was down.
Right, that's what they're looking at.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Titans Radio.
This is your official home for Titans football.
Touchdown, Titans!
WGFX FM Gallatin, Nashville. 104.5 The Zone.
So they're taking a look at it to see if Blasingame was down. He was not down. It was a takeaway, and now Hoyer is going to take a knee and end this thing. Hoyer, in his 13th year out of Michigan State, takes a knee. Bill Belichick has finally beaten Mike Vrabel. Final score, New England Patriots 36, Tennessee Titans 13.